welcome back to the Gas Holes Podcast. It's great to have you here. Episode 5. What the hell day is it? It is, we're recording June the 14th. I guess you hear this on June the 15th. What the hell are we, okay, first off, let's talk about what we had. We had Atlanta. We had Martinsville. Now we've had some Homestead today, and then we've got Homestead tomorrow, and Monday, I think, with Xfinity. So that's always fun.
Hey, how you doing?
Oh, yeah, I forgot you were here. Hey.
Yeah.
Damn, I already got to talking. And, okay. In my defense, we've been sitting here talking for like 20 minutes already, so
but we're supposed to give off the effect that we haven't been doing that. That's how podcasts work.
Yeah. All right.
How you doing? How you been?
All right, I'll make it up. You take it for a little while. Go ahead.
Well, I don't know what the fuck we were supposed to. You do the intros every week.
Yeah, but maybe maybe it's time for you to do it.
Well, we had Atlanta, folks, and that was a whole lot of nothing. I don't even remember. Did trucks race there? They did, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't remember what happened. Oh, because I didn't watch. That's what it was. I was listening on the radio. I know Grand Infigure won, but that's really about it. But we did a podcast about Atlanta trucks already, didn't we?
Yeah, because that was Saturday, and then we recorded on Saturday, so we talked about it. We're only talking about Atlanta Cup.
Well, would you like
that's why I put Atlanta Cup, Martinsville Cup. Yeah, okay. Anyways,
where'd you put that at?
I put it in results in grids. And then I put the results in grids from the stuff we were going to talk about. Episode 5.
Okay, yeah.
We're still learning. All right.
Yeah.
Anyways, so I guess we'll start off with, man, I've never handed it back to you again. I'm going to give you another couple episodes and get them under your belt. Atlanta Cup. Man, that was the one thing I forgot to do. Maybe for episode 6. I did it for one episode, and I just kind of forgot after that. We do picks, and then we always forget our picks, and then we don't go back and find our picks. But the reason why I bring that up is because I actually picked one right. Kevin Harvick, winner in Atlanta. Woo, that was a bold prediction, and it paid out for me. Who would have thunk, even with the stupid package, Kevin Harvick still went out there and won. So that was lame. That was a really boring race. We don't really need to talk about it too much, but it looked like Twitter was on the same page. I tweeted this would probably be a race that would benefit from a smaller distance since it was a 500 miler and it was like 312 holy laps of just nothingness. I got one wise ass that was like, what the hell did he say? He was talking like it's an endurance race. It's who can save their tires for the best over 500 laps. I'm like, dude, it ain't been that in a long time, brother. It ain't been like that in a long time. Save tires is a part of it, but like, I mean,
they weren't going that far on tires.
Cheese is good.
You can't have an endurance race. I mean, you can have an endurance race, but it's like, how many tires did Clint Boyer blow? You know what I mean? Like on a surface like that, even if it's 300 miles, it's going to be an endurance race for the tires and shit. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
but it's not like it'd be like a freshly repaved track, which still, I don't think any race should be 500 miles except a crown jewel.
My biggest thing is like, I mean, with the stages in there, it's not an endurance race anyways. You know what I mean? Because you have a segment, you have a segment, and you have a segment. So it's like, he was a dumbass anyways. They usually are. But, Atlanta brought us a whole lot of nothing, which everybody thought. The Xfinity race was brilliant there, and the Xfinity race was brilliant at Homestead, and I almost guarantee him to you. I think the Cup race will probably be better at Homestead than it will at Atlanta, but you never know. Either way, Cup package shows us true colors every single damn week. But yeah, there wasn't a whole lot to talk about Atlanta. What the hell even happened? There wasn't I can't really remember anything that happened. I don't
John
know
Hunter Nemechek wrecked his teammate.
Oh yeah, he did, didn't he?
Yeah.
There was another spin. Who else spun? There was somebody else who spun. I don't remember who spun.
Shit. Yeah, somebody spun, but
not like it matters.
No. And then Boyer had those tires. The pre-race was cool. Oh, I just spit. The pre-race was cool. That honestly was the best part of the race. That's what bothers me because it seems like every time NASCAR has like a big opportunity, the race fucking sucks. You know what I mean? Like that was a big opportunity. Wednesday was a big opportunity. The Daytona 500 was a big opportunity. The race wasn't that bad, but it got rained out and then Newman almost died. I just wish we'd get like a big race with a lot of eyes and something good happen.
Yeah, I'm pissed. I missed the pre-race at Atlanta because I went to Popeyes, and I was trying so hard to get this. I was editing a video so I could get it done and have it rendering during the race and upload it so I could have it done, right after the race. And I went to Popeyes like 45 minutes before, and it took like 10 minutes to get there. And when I got there, Jesus, Mary, and Joseph, the line of Popeyes was clear around the damn building, like almost out into the street. And I was like, Jesus Christ. So I had to listen to it all the way back home. I was listening to the Quinn's team, the StarCom audio. And yeah, well, that was yeah.
Can we address the people being asses about Quinn?
I was gonna get that later when we talked about Martinsville, because he had some incidents in Atlanta too, but nothing really. I mean, we'll get there. Yeah, Atlanta doesn't really deserve any other talking points, so we go to Martinsville, which doesn't really deserve much either. But
well, you're skipping over a whole chunk of my outline here.
Oh, sorry, I'm looking at the
Atlanta.
Yeah, what the hell happened? Oh, look at this. See, we got two different. Yeah, okay, yeah. So we got a lot of stuff going on here. We got to organize a little bit better.
Yeah, so Corey and Denny, Corey Lajoie posted his like heart rate statistics or whatever. They wear a bunch of wires now, and Hamlin said something along the lines of something about fourth quarter why they couldn't rely on him because his heart rate was up, and then Lajoie doing the typical Lajoie thing. Basically blamed the car and said, let's trade cars. And it's like, okay, I get it. Like, obviously there's a difference in equipment. Well, then Hamlin basically went back at him saying that it's not right to just assume if you were in a better car that you'd automatically win. That's disrespectful to people who do win. Corey didn't like that. And they've kind of been going back and forth ever since. And then Corey was on his own podcast, talking Denny. Ooh. Said he was like the type of guy you can't talk to. He said he's been to his house to play basketball, but you can't have a conversation with him because his face is buried in his phone. Like all sorts of stuff. Like Corey's going in on him. But I'm almost team Denny on this. I'm gonna tell you why I'm team Denny on this. Because I agree with Denny. The poor me thing that Corey's doing, it doesn't really do. Like, look at a guy like Matt Benedetto. Like, yeah, he always acknowledged that the rides he was in sucked, but he never used it as like an excuse, you know what I mean? Like he was never like, man, if I was just in a good car, I'd win. That's what Corey does.
He doesn't drag it out as much as Corey Lajoie does. That's for sure.
Like I don't have a problem with a guy saying like, man, my job would be easier if I was in a Gibbs car. I don't think anybody like disagrees with that. But to be like, man, the only reason I don't have any success is because I'm in a shitty car. One, it's disrespectful to your own team, and two, it discredits anybody who does win. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So that's why I'm team Denny.
I wanted to just point out that the one thing I really did agree with that Denny said was that you can't just put anybody in a fast car in the win. That is 100% true. There's a reason why guys like Kevin Harvick and who else wins? Kyle Busch. Who else wins? Like there's a reason why a lot of those guys win and win a lot is because they know how to run a damn race. There's a lot more than just going out there and being fast. It requires getting in your pit box, getting down pit road, all that time consumed in there and doing it as fast as possible, making the right moves throughout the entire race and just setting yourself up for success. Yeah, you don't just put some asshole in there in a fast car and you're like, all right, like we've seen that a handful of times throughout the 3 series and it hasn't gone well. So there's he was right about that. I just think it's funny. I like seeing him.
I do too. I love it.
Yeah.
Because Corey's like going in on him. Like he brought up how Hamlin will do good this weekend because it's not a championship race and he won't choke. And I mean, like he is going in on him. But like you said, you can't just put like we've seen it with like Kyle Busch. When Kyle Busch got parked for the weekend at Texas or whatever, I think they put McDowell in that car and he ran like shit. And all the people like Crafton and all those people they put in when he was hurt, David Reagan ran all right, but he didn't run like Kyle Busch. You know what I mean? Like drivers, not every driver deserves to be where they are, but everybody who wins deserves to be where they are, in my opinion. Like in any series, like even like even people like Byron, who I've like shit on, like he deserved to be in trucks because he made the most out of the opportunity. You know what I mean? Like I don't have a problem with like pay drivers coming in if they're good. Like nobody should have a problem with that. Nobody, and people who act like you should have a problem with that are fucking stupid, because who wouldn't take that opportunity? You know what I mean? If you had a ton of money, why would you be like, oh no, I want to go race a shitty car? Yeah, no, you want to go run the best.
Yeah,
and make the most out of it.
Everybody would take that opportunity, 100%.
Yeah. So I'm not hating on Lajoie. I loved what he did at Martinsville. At least when he was shit talking, he went out there and passed Hamlin, even though I don't know what the fuck was wrong with half the field. Because even like Blaney, who finished second, he started up front. He started on the pole, I think, and went a lap down, and then came all the way back up to second.
Yeah, he went a lap down before the stage caution.
Yeah. Like,
that was
how in the fuck?
That was a big reason. I guess we could talk about the Quinn thing. That was like one of those things. Like I didn't feel too bad looking at how bad Quinn did at Martinsville, at least, because you look at how some of the teams like Denny Hamlin, who's won at Martinsville a handful of times, Kyle Busch, who's won there. You saw how bad they were the entire race, like bad. So imagine whatever the fuck was wrong with those cars. 10 times worse with whatever the hell StarCom does every single week. I didn't feel too bad, obviously, and especially it was Quinn's first time there. So all things considered, that's the thing. I try not to be biased. I really, because I know there's nothing more I can't stand than I don't know, like your typical Dale Jr. fan or Chase Elliott fan. We'll stick with something more relevant. Well, it actually was relevant today, but your typical Chase Elliott fan, you know. With the biased opinions, and that's just kind of a generic NASCAR thing. But yeah, I try to give him the benefit of the doubt, but at the same time, you know, I don't know. It's just the thing with Quinn. He got a lot of poo poo, and there was some dude who tweeted me, and he I don't know what the hell he said, but yeah, that was the biggest thing. People are very, very quick to jump on him, especially when that was the thing. They never showed a replay. Everybody was like, "Oh, look at this guy. He sucks. He wrecked." But if you're a true fan and you listen to the audio, what had happened was at Martinsville, John Hunter Nemechek, typical John Hunter Nemechek. Yeah, he's one of those kind of guys we've shit on him before, and he's fast, but he's one of those kind of guys that'll do shit like this. And I'm not, you know, it is what it is. Obviously, they didn't show a replay of it, but based off of the team communications, he needed a caution, so he just dumped Quinn, who was, you know, obviously one of the slowest cars, if not the slowest car out on track. And that was the end of it. He didn't really hit anything. It wasn't that big of a deal. He probably lost another lap or so, but not like it really mattered at that point. But yeah, then everybody was like, you know, because I don't know, they never really showed. He got in Chase Elliott's way at Atlanta, and everybody got really upset at that, which, you know, it's typical. I didn't. Obviously, they didn't show a clear replay of where he was running and why he got in the way or how he got in the way. I think Chase Elliott he was battling side by side with somebody, anyways. But yeah. All right, moral of the story. Listen up, gasholes. Listen up. StarCom, they're in their third year now. Quinn, here's the thing with Quinn. If you don't know anything about Quinn, I understand, because nobody really knows anything about him. He has like 38 career starts between Cup and Xfinity, which is really weird. He's never raced in the truck series, and he was more of a late model guy. I think that's where he has most of his starts, in the late models. So he almost kind of like, remember that one year NASCAR heat where he went from like little quarter midget things all the way to the Cup series? It was kind of like that. So the only real argument you can have against Quinn at this point is he doesn't deserve to be in that ride. But I mean, like you just said a couple of minutes ago, I mean, you know, StarCom's, you know, full-time Cup ride, he's going to take it. I know a lot of people would, but
I tried saying that on Twitter because people were saying something, because I said something about minimum speed. Because I do think minimum speed should be enforced, and that's not Quinn's fault. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, a team like StarCom is going to struggle with no practice and stuff.
NASCAR has a bad history with not enforcing minimum speed too.
Yeah. It's not the team's fault at all. 'Cause why would they just pull off? You know what I mean? And people started shitting on Quinn, but the way I didn't have enough characters to explain it in full. But when Quinn got signed or got into the ride, nobody knew that we were going to be hit with a worldwide pandemic, and we'd be doing one-day shows and twice a week. And like, obviously he knew he'd be going to tracks he had never been to before, but he knew when he was going there. He knew he was going to have hours of practice there. The team was going to be better prepared.
He could at least get the ride heights right for the most part.
they throw him for this loop, and a guy who has never raced somewhere is going to struggle in a good car. You know what I mean? Like, to be situationally aware. When he's up there trying to hang on to whatever hunk of shit car he's got under him, never been to the place before, and he's getting lapped every 5 laps, like, that would get hard to manage. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, of course you're going to be in the way here and there. Like, I don't get it. Like, he's not running good, but I can't just shit on the guy. You know what I mean? He's no worse than a lot of these other shitty people we've had out there. He's a lot better. He hadn't taken out a leader yet.
Yeah, not yet. That's the thing, man. People are just so quick to, like, we'll go back to the dumb NASCAR fans. Oh, slow car. Oh, they don't consider all the circumstances. And I get it. But if you pay it just a little bit of attention, you understand the circumstances, not only for a lot of those guys. I mean, it brings me back to the Martinsville thing. Yeah, he was fucking slow. He was really slow. And you didn't see me tweeting about it all damn night because there was nothing really to talk about. It sucked. It was hard to watch as a StarCom fan. But, like, once again, if you consider the circumstances, no practice, no qualifying, and he hasn't raced at half of the damn tracks on the schedule, they will, throw it on top of the shitty aero package. I mean, I don't know what the hell you want from the guy. I mean, given those situations right there, I don't know what other argument you could possibly have. But I don't know. I just you got to inform the people. I'm a StarCom fan. They're going through a lot of stuff, man. They're trying their best. They really are. They had a rough go at Atlanta. They had a rough go at Martinsville. But another week, another potential. Good. That's another thing I said on Twitter. Somebody was like, "Ooh, Queen sucks," or this or that, and he should be in this. That one guy who's tweeting me, and I was spitting facts back at him. I was like, "Listen, pal." I gave him the rundown, and I was like, "Look, pal." Look, pal. Hey, pal. Everybody's quick to judge, but nobody remembers when he finished 26th at his second Darlington race ever. One lap, first car a lap down. Where was everybody for that performance? I was there. I didn't see anybody at the dinner table. I sure as fuck. He wasn't that great the first Darlington race, but he came back out there in the second Darlington race and finished 26th, one lap down. That's pretty fucking good.
We weren't confident in him that week either.
Yeah, baby. And then he came out and finished 27th at Bristol. Albeit there's a handful of guys who ate shit, but we talked about it there. He fucking didn't have any brakes, so he went in the corner and it went to the floor. He spun on the first lap and went like 3 laps down off the start and still finished like 27th in front of a handful of people. So nobody was there for that one either. Nobody even knew he spun because TV didn't show it. All I'm trying to say is get your facts straight. And then if you still find an argument, you let me know, and we'll talk it through. All right, that's enough on StarCom, I think.
Do you think? Oh, I just one question with the StarCom thing. Do you think he'd get the shit he does if he didn't replace Landon Castle? Like if he just replaced some random motherfucker?
I don't even think about that. No, he absolutely wouldn't have. And let me. Okay, listen up, Gasholes Part 2. Listen up. It's time to It's time to stop dick riding Landon Castle. Okay? It's time to stop. We all loved him. He floated around NASCAR for a long time. Great personality. Hope he gets another shot. But at this point, I think there's a reason why he does not have a shot. He's sitting at home right now.
I've been told by multiple people within NASCAR that he is the type of guy who's good, like solid, decent driver, and he's a good guy, but he's not 100% invested. You know what I mean? He's kind of not a weird guy, but like we're all weird in our own ways. He's like, he's focused on a lot of the wrong things, like marathon running and a lot of this other shit, when he could be out there trying to advance his career. I'm not going to say the guy doesn't want it, but he's not giving it his all. Like he's not doing like a Matty D or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I mean the talent's there. He was fast. I mean he won a lot of championship rings being the test driver for the Jimmie Johnson or whatever. But I mean he floated around for a long time, and it was a great gig when he was with StarCom because that was when the team was at the top, because you had the new team, you had the cool paint schemes, you had fucking Landon Castle, everybody's knows Landon, we all love him, we still do. But yeah, I mean, he got the boot for more reasons than one. They brought in Quinn. Nobody knew who he was. It was not a good look, but trust me, that's another thing I don't like. is when people just assume things happen because this happened. You know what I mean? You don't run a team. You don't run their team. You're not employed with their team. So what the fuck do you know? Not saying that I know everything, but I do know a couple of things.
Well, as like an outsider looking in, when I saw the decision, I immediately thought like, okay, if this guy doesn't wreck a bunch of their cars, this is good because obviously he's bringing money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that is what's going to make cars faster. It doesn't matter what you do.
Well, I posted my initial reaction and it wasn't good. I was on the same boat. I was like, what? What?
That's how I made sense of it. Cause like initially I was like, what the fuck, man? Like I was a Landon fan. I still like the guy.
Me too.
But it's like, I was like, okay, let me think about this for a second. And then it started to hit me where I was like, okay, this is probably a good move. Cause even if they have to give the guy the boot eventually, they at least took some of his money. You know what I mean? Like, I hate to say it like that, but like, that's the way it works.
Nah, he's good for the team. And StarCom, more or less, they wanted a young guy that they could build around. And I think they got that guy. Again, we really don't know anything about that. Is the next part of the equation, is that my man doesn't even have 40 starts in the top 3 series in NASCAR. To have a full-time cup ride, that's pretty rare when you have that limited amount of experience. And once again, considering the circumstances, he ain't doing too bad. He ain't been doing too good, but he has shown it. The proof is in the pudding if you're willing to read, ladies and gentlemen. There you have it. What the hell else have we got?
We never really covered Martinsville.
Oh yeah, we should probably cover that. Yeah, got to StarCom gets me amped up, man, because I've been having to shrug people off ever since the Quinn hiring and enlightening people on why they're stupid.
Yeah, dude, Twitter has been bad lately.
Yeah,
it has been really bad just from every side of the spectrum. It's so bad.
It's been bad for a whole new reason now to add to the equation, but I guess we'll get there.
Yeah, we'll get to there later.
Martinsville, yeah, you said it earlier, man. What a boner deflator, man. The Wednesday night. I'm kind of happy we weren't there, but I feel like, man, like
it'd have been different.
It would have been different. Really, the whole crowd experience, man.
So the first half of the race wasn't bad. It was just that second half sucked. But I almost feel like Martinsville, as weird as it sounds, would have been a race that would have benefited from practice because so many teams missed it by so much. There wasn't a whole lot of competition. You know what I mean?
No, you're right about that because you were either going forwards or backwards at the start of that race or for most of that race. Practice would have, at least an hour of practice. I think that's the money number, man. Not too much, not too little, but enough to get your car to where it's not stupid. You know what I mean? Like Denny Hamlin's and Cowboys. That's enough time to just not get it stupid. Because at a track like Martinsville, that's one of the few tracks like you want everybody to be really close, on speed and really have to if everybody's pretty close, then you're probably gonna have to move the guy to get around him. You know what I mean? So I think there was just we were just kind of missing a bit of that. It would have been a whole different story if this Corona shit didn't happen, and you would have had the fans, dude. It would have been so incredible having that. It would have been a Saturday night race too, man. All the fans packed. Oh, it would have been a hell of a time. But Rona ruins events continued throughout the year. Feels bad, man.
See, my flater is bonered because my deflator, my boner was deflated because
there's our audio clip of the week, there, ladies and gentlemen.
That was like the last, in my opinion, the last good race that I was looking forward to for a while. You know what I mean? There's a handful here and there, but this stretch coming up here, man, it's just not looking too promising.
Y'all better stock up on your booze. It's the only way you're gonna make it through this next month of racing, ladies and gentlemen. Oh no, we'll get to that here in a minute. Oh geez, it's gonna be bad. Who the Truex won? What a man! How many years did it take him to figure out how to win a short track, and now the son of a bitch does it every damn time?
He's got the weirdest story ever, man. Like, has there ever been somebody who's been so, like, not bad, but, like, just not had success for so long?
He was bad there for a while. I mean, he wasn't great, but he was, ugh.
Like, I just don't get, like, how he just flipped a switch. And now, I mean, what's he at on wins now? He's, like, close to 30, ain't he?
He
He's getting on up there.
he broke the tie with Dale Jr., which was fucking crazy. Consider the head start he had, and he had like one win for the first like 10 years of his career.
It just doesn't make any sense to me, man. I mean, it's cool, and I feel like he's going to keep going for a while. So, like, what if Truex gets up to like 50 wins or something? You know what I mean?
Oh man, if he started, that's a prime example of just getting in the right situation. You know what I mean? Having the right people around you, the right team, and just who knows, like. Man, if just things would have went a little bit differently, man, dude, who knows where the hell he'd be in wins right now, man. If they got some of that little Jimmie Johnson magic back in the day, oh, Jesus. He would have been a powerhouse maybe for a long time. But once again, it's just like, you get the right people. I mean, better late than never, am I right? Good for him, though. I mean, yeah, that must have sucked, man, having that one Dover win. And then what he won Sonoma with Michael Waltrip racing that one year. And then, all right, we got two. And then, I don't know, I guess he won the Furniture Row at Pocono, and then it just kind of went on from there.
That's an example we should use for the Lajoie thing, because you never saw him bitching. You know what I mean? He wasn't in, like, the greatest equipment there for a while. Once he got to MWR, he was in a better situation. But he just stuck it out.
He fired his old pit crew that one night at Richmond. But
God, that's still one of my favorite clips ever to hear, because he sounded like... it's funny to be seeing somebody hit their breaking point. Like, I don't know why, but like that was Truex's breaking point right there, because that was like his second trip down pit road because they fucked something up. You're all fucking fired, every goddamn one of you. I don't know why, man. It's so fucking funny to me. I have to go back and watch it like once every few months.
You have to say that too, because I can't remember the last time I heard that. I just remember that. But
they did an interview with him on like Race Hub not too long after. And he was like, well, obviously, I don't have the authority to fire my pit crew mid-race. It was just, God, that's funny. He meant it, though.
Oh, hey, you damn right. Poor Truex, man. But, hey, it's all working out for him. It's almost kind of like a Joey Logano. The stretch wasn't quite as long, but it definitely took him a long damn time, too. He dicked around with Gibbs, although he did win, like, once, twice, 3 times maybe with Gibbs. Yeah. But man, it's just you get in that right situation, you get the right people around you, and it's not necessarily that he had the wrong people around him, but sometimes it just doesn't click. But he got it to click.
The Logano thing's even crazier because you had Kurt Busch go through his whole deal and get fired, and then Allmendinger gets the ride, and then he gets hopped up on Adderall or whatever and fails a drug test, and then Sam Hornish comes in. And then I guess he got demoted or whatever and went back down to Xfinity. And then fucking Logano comes in and wins championship. Or a championship.
They got really lucky. Could you imagine? I mean, Allmendinger's all right, but I don't think he would have lasted too long. Sam Hornish sure as shit wouldn't. But man, they got it worked out, I guess. But what the hell are we talking about?
Oh,
how did we get there?
We were finishing up Martinsville.
Oh yeah. Well, that's the thing. We didn't have a lot to talk about with Martinsville, other than, I mean, it was still better than what the 2019 package would have put on. There was nobody running the fucking top groove at Martinsville because they were, it's just aero tight. So that's a positive. But that's just one of those cases, man. Not every race is going to be exciting, but at least we had the ability to have one. You know what I mean? There were still a lot of cars slipping and sliding, and there was hustlage, especially early in the race, because nobody knew what the hell they had, and most of the felt like 2/3 of the field was just dead. Like the cars just weren't working. I don't know what the hell is wrong with them, but
I'm gonna move something in the outline up because it's more Martinsville related. The playoff grid. So I have a bone to pick with NASCAR about this playoff grid, but I got to give a backstory first. So I guess going into Martinsville, they had said that Allmendinger might end up driving for Austin Dillon because Austin Dillon's old lady was going to give birth. And I tweeted that the team's probably praying that she goes into labor. Most people thought it was funny. But then you get the Austin Dillon fans.
Yeah,
Cozy had the best reply ever to the tweet. All 14 of them have to stick together. Or all 12 of them. And then somebody followed up and said, well, there's 14 people in a pit crew. So it was pretty funny. Either way, people started shitting on me. Some of them, not most people thought it was funny, but people start shitting on me. Well, actually, Austin Dillon's in the playoffs right now, to which I replied to one of them, I would hope so. They take 16 motherfuckers. And then me and Cozy got to talking about it. the playoff grids are too big in every series, in my opinion. Because the Cup, 16 people, it could easily be knocked back down to 12, arguably 10. Kind of divide the rounds up a little different. And I think it'd make it more exciting. Because right now, the first round, Cozy, has there been a year since they've went to this format that you've gone into a first round and be like, man, I wonder who's going to be the first 4 eliminated? You know what I mean? Every once in a while, somebody will blow a tire or something and somebody else will move up. But like 9 times out of 10, we could pick 3 of them.
What I think an even better argument to that is that, like, remember when like Richmond always used to be the spot and like it would like there would actually be a race, you know, to who was going to get it on points?
Yeah.
We don't get that anymore because everybody gets in and then everybody outside of the 16 sucks.
Yeah. So if you took it back down to 10, man, think about it.
Yeah.
Because there are 16 good cars. I will say that. But like the battle for 16th, it's like, okay, it's cool. But like,
make it work for that shit, man.
Yeah. 10th, man. And then once they get in there, that first round's not a throwaway round because anybody can finish 10th in point. You know what I mean? Like that's something to be proud of. And then you're going to have to get us started on Xfinity and trucks. We were talking about that. The motherfuckers expanded it and it was already bad. So now 12 people get in Xfinity. Basically, if you race every week in Xfinity, you're probably going to get in.
Probably.
If you don't consistently finish 5 laps down.
I will say the one thing with Xfinity and trucks, I do appreciate it because like the one thing they do have is that some of the, like, you always have like a Sieg or like as of right now Brandon Brown is in. That'd be pretty cool to see him as a playoff car, and for the teams, that's a pretty big deal. I would imagine it would get you more, you know, sponsor. It would hopefully get you a sponsor or 2. You know, you don't want to be on a playoff car for, you got 3 races at least. You probably won't make it much further than that. But that's the one good thing. But other than that, Brandon Brown's not going to make it out of the first round, even if he does make the playoffs. We might have a tough competition for round 2 with Ryan Sieg and Michael Annett. But, I mean, other than that, I mean, good luck the rest of the way.
Well, Sieg went pretty far last year, didn't he? Sieg isn't really an underdog anymore. Like, he's getting pretty good cars fed to him, I believe.
Yeah, he's getting all that good.
I shouldn't say fed to him, but, like, that team gets pretty good shit that they put together.
Yeah, they're not too far off of those top teams now. I guess I would imagine. I think they get basically all that RCR stuff, so...
Yeah, so I mean, give it a couple of... I wouldn't be surprised this season to see him win.
He'll win one of these damn races. I'm telling you, once again, that competition level is a little bit lower, and all it takes is one stupid race to have like a wreck between Gregson and like fucking Chase Briscoe, you know, like a couple of those top guys. Then Sieg sneaks his way in there, and I guarantee one of these races it'll happen probably. But
I will say, we've been shitting on Xfinity a lot this season, but watching today, man, I'm starting to like this, like Gregson, Burton, Allgaier didn't really have a good race. He wrecked or whatever. Some of these guys, obviously, they're not at the level that Reddick and Custer and who's the other motherfucker? I'm drawing a blank.
Reddick? Did you say Reddick?
Yeah, I said Reddick, Custer, and
Bell.
Who was it? Oh, Bell. Yeah, God. Dude, I keep forgetting that Bell exists.
Me too. That's not good.
It's not that good, but like these guys, like they go more full send than those guys did.
Yeah.
They're not at the same level, but my God, like today, that last lap, those last 2 laps, that was fucking crazy.
That was crazy. What the hell was I gonna say? All right, I just, before we go further, I need to just like figure something out here. It's spelled Gragson. Gregson.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody calls him Gregson. What the fuck is it? It pisses me off hearing people call him Gregson. Noah Gregson. What the fuck is it? It's spelled Gregson, and I feel like it's Gregson, but everybody's calling him Gregson. Greg. It's not Greg, it's Greg. What the fuck is it?
Huh.
Did you notice that?
I have, but I didn't notice it as like that big of a problem. Like I haven't seen it. Like, I haven't seen people doing it.
It's not that
left
big of a
and
problem.
right.
It just bugs the fuck out of me. No Gregson.
But in conclusion, before we go too far off on that, I think the playoff grids are too big. Trucks, looking at the playoff grid, it's not as bad because trucks right now are pretty competitive. It really surprises me that Crafton and Friesen are on the outside looking in.
Yeah, Crafton's had a rough go at it this year.
Who's in the 26?
That's Tyler Ankrum.
Oh,
he made it last year. With that, yeah, he finished second, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he won last year at Kentucky on that fuel mileage thing.
He's the one with the big forehead. With the big head. Yeah. Yeah, so, I mean, looking at it, trucks is probably all right. And I guess I get why Xfinity needs to be bigger in a sense. But, I mean, trucks, arguably, they're more competitive than Xfinity, I think.
Yeah, I'm just looking at this Xfinity thing, man. The first man out is, well, it goes from 11, 12, 14. What the hell is 13? This thing, I found a
He's under the cutoff. They cut him off literally. He's just gone.
Yeah. Well, anyways, yeah, I don't know who the next man up is, but like Josh Williams, Myatt Snyder, who's gonna run full time now? Just announced. Who knows? I don't know if anybody really gave a shit, but
I don't think anybody does.
Who the hell's in the 36? Alex LeBay, season of champions, and then Jeremy Clements is 17th.
They used the wrong picture on LeBay today.
They did. How hard is it, man? That was fucking hilarious. I didn't even notice it until I saw drive-through tweet it. Yeah, that was apparently it was Ronnie Bassett from 4 years ago in the K&N series. Is what I
thought it looked like a kid. Like it looked like a actual like teenager, a chubby cheek teenager.
It probably was. I don't know how old he was at the time of that picture, but apparently he was pretty old, and it wasn't the right person. They're
pretty young now. I mean, not that young, but. Obviously, we're younger there. That's how time works, folks. So I guess moving on from that, we moved up the playoff grid. We have to address the big, I don't want to say elephant in the room, but we wouldn't be a racing podcast if we didn't talk about the Confederate flag getting banned. I'm all for it. I was all for it years ago. As someone who lives in Georgia, I can't, first of all, this is something I want to get off my chest because I've seen a lot of people calling people a lot of things. I wholeheartedly believe, I firmly believe that there's a difference between just ignorant, stupid people and racist people. What I mean by that is I know people personally down here growing up in Georgia who they see that flag and all they think of is the South, Dixie. A lot of people down here call it the Dixie flag. They don't think about slavery or the Civil War, which that's what that flag represents. Don't get me wrong. But they just see it as a Southern thing. I hate to say the heritage thing, but that's what they see it as. They don't see it as a symbol of hate. Other people, educated people who understand what it represents, even people like me who born and raised in Georgia, understand what it means. And I believe that if it's not being flown in a historical context, like in a museum or at a battle site, it shouldn't be flown, period.
And what about the General Lee?
General Lee, man, I'm going to get probably canceled for this. I don't see a huge deal with the General Lee. I really don't. Because that was a different time.
It was a much different time.
A different place. And
it's iconic.
Context, man. Context matters. I know people say it doesn't, but once again, was it ignorant to have it on the car? Yeah, probably. But we can't just be like, oh, General Lee's canceled. You know what I mean? So, I mean, people in the South, black, white, Chinese, whatever, probably grew up watching Dukes of Hazzard. Like, I know tons of people.
I did. I watched it all the damn time. I got a huge ass DVD set. I watch that shit all the time. Too.
There's all sorts of things like that. Like I've had family members, man, who are just ignorant to the fact. I know people personally that would give the shirt off their back to anybody, any color, anybody, and they don't see a problem with that flag. Living in Georgia, it was on our state flag for a while. That was funny. Darian tweeted out a video today, and it was an Atlanta race of Mark Martin running to his car. It was a Busch race. and the Georgia state flag was flying at Atlanta. It featured the Confederate flag, and somebody took a screenshot. It was like, really? Like, really? Like, me and Darian talked about it. We were talking about like, oh, what are we gonna do? Go back and cancel old races, ban it from old races. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, I mean, I've somewhere in my closet, I've got a shirt, some sort of Georgia shirt. It's got that flag on it, and I've made it a point not to wear it. It's just like a lounge around shirt, but I don't put it on because I don't want that attached to me. But with that being said, just because somebody flies that flag or wears a shirt with that flag or watches Dukes of Hazzard with that, I'm not even going to include that because that's just stupid. It doesn't mean they're racist. It really, like, in my opinion, this is coming from a white guy, so what the fuck do I know? But it doesn't mean you're racist. It means you're ignorant, but you're not racist. And I loved what Bubba said. He said it was a Marty Smith quote. By NASCAR taking that flag away, they're not shutting the door on that group of people who like flying the flag. They're opening the door for other people. And that's really what they're doing. That's what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
So I just, it's bothering me seeing all these people being like, oh man, anybody who has that flag is just a fucking racist piece of shit. And that's not the case at all. And that's, like I said, coming from somebody who's grown up in Georgia. I've seen a lot of that flag. I've never personally like owned a Confederate flag. I've never flown the Confederate flag. I've never gave a fuck about it personally because I knew from the start, my family, none of us really did anything besides, I think when it was the state flag, we may have, like I said, I know I had a shirt with it on there, with the state flag, and I'm sure we had some stuff like that. But other than that, like, we've always known that's a failed rebellion against our country, which is another thing. You get these same people who want to fly it, and these people are usually the racist ones who fly it. They get mad and say, man, people protested during the anthem. They're disrespecting the flag. And then they fly a flag that went directly against the American flag. I saw somebody we know who he served in the Army. And he shared a thing about these people who are flying the Confederate flag and saying people that kneel are disrespecting the troops. Man, I'd love to have a talk with them. Something about wait till you find out what the people under that flag did to American troops. Because there was a whole war fought against it. But yeah, I'm kind of going down rabbit holes here. I just want to get off my chest that I think that there is a huge difference between people just being ignorant and people being racist. That is all.
I don't really have anything to say. I agree with every word you said there, so I don't know if I could do anything better.
It chaps my, because once again, me and David were talking about, we were playing Rocket League the other day on a stream, and I'm worried because cancel culture has already made its way to NASCAR. This fake woke movements have already made their way to NASCAR. And I'm not talking about the movement with the Black Lives Matter and getting rid of the flag. I am all for that. But we're starting to see it already. People on Twitter, they're like, okay, NASCAR's doing this. Let's get outraged about this now. Let's do this now. Let's do this now. I'm not directing this at Rusty because Rusty meant well with his tweet, but the replies are what really got out of hand about his getting rid of the invocation. People there were like, yeah, let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of the anthem. Let's get rid of it. And it's like, okay, at some point, if you give an inch, these fake woke motherfuckers are going to come in and they're going to try to take a mile. And they're going to ruin shit. You know what I mean? Like, at some point, you have to draw the line.
Yeah.
And I hate all the fake outrage. I mean, shit, like, even I got educated on Twitter today. I will say, I'm man enough to admit when I'm wrong, and that's what I did. But I tweeted when Harmon's driver, what is his name? He ran he ran that back to blue car
with the upside down tail ends.
Yeah.
Way to go,
so I saw it and I tweeted. I was like, man, I forget how I worded the tweet because I ended up deleting it because the mentions were pissing me off. But basically I was like, look, I can't, without feeling like a hypocrite, say all I say about the Black Lives Matter movement and how for it I am and how for unity I am, and then say, fuck the cops. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And Ben Crazy, as most of y'all know him, Benjamin Easterday, as we know him. He runs in tits and whatnot. He sent me an article. Apparently, that flag that the Back the Blue people fly has been taken over by white supremacists or something. Obviously, I didn't know that, or I'd have never been like, hell yeah, let's put that on a race car. So I owned it. I was like, look, okay, that car needs some changes, but I still stand by my statement of unity. Then some other people were replying that if there's one bad cop and 1,000 good cops don't say anything about it, then there's 1,001 bad cops. And I get the logic there, I really do, but cops aren't universal. There's different, you know what I mean? Like in my area, we have county, we have a sheriff's office, and then we have a city, all of which I see right here around my home. So it's like that many times a million or whatever across the country. What do you expect cops to do down here? It's completely different policies. It's completely different stuff. Yeah, I agree that if Minneapolis cops don't speak out about that shit, yeah, they're all bad cops. Fuck them. But I know plenty of cops who are speaking out about what happened up there. I know plenty of cops that speak out about what happened wherever. I know people, there's cops who are out there speaking out about what happened in Atlanta. Now they burned a Wendy's down in Atlanta tonight because cops killed a guy. But to generalize all cops and say that, oh, if every cop in the world doesn't just speak up, what are they supposed to do? Somebody gets killed across the country and our cops are just supposed to quit their jobs? You know what I mean? Like, yeah. I don't get that logic. Because at the end of the day, most of the people I see saying that, I wish I could link you his Twitter. I saw some guy, skinny little twig boy, white boy. All of his tweets today were, fuck 12, fuck this, fuck that, fuck the cops, fuck the pigs. Oh, motherfucker. Like, outside of a speeding ticket, have you ever really been in trouble? I get so sick of these white-ass motherfuckers. They've taken this movement and tried to make it about them. White people ruin everything, man. I say that as a white person. They really do. White people, they ruin everything. And I will die on this hill that white people ruin everything. Because a good buddy of mine he's biracial, but he looks white. He looks about as white as a biracial guy can look. Like, and he'll tell you that. So in instances like this, he just acts as a white guy. He summed it up great. He posted a video the other day and said that in situations like this, white people should never speak for minorities, but speak with them. And that's what I've tried to make this whole thing about, is I don't know what it's like to be in their shoes, but I'm going to stand with them. You know what I mean? Absolutely. And that's all I'm saying for. That's all I'm calling for when I say I don't have a problem with a Back the Blue car, because it'd be wrong to generalize cops and say all cops are bad. You know what I mean? Like, we should all come together. It's a deep-rooted problem in this country. It's not just cops. Yeah, saying fuck the cops, that's not going to change. And even if they do something with the cops, defunding the police or whatever they want to do, that's not going to just make racism disappear. You know what I mean? There are a lot deeper issues that involve racism. Yeah, the cops are a piece of the puzzle, and there are a lot of problems within police policies and stuff that do need to be fixed, most of which involve racial profiling. Yeah, that definitely needs to be fixed. But to just sit here and say, fuck every cop in America, that's wrong. Like, and I will never be on board with that. Now it's the end of my rant.
Yeah, there you go. I agree with everything you said, part two. The biggest thing, I always feel bad because, like, you get to go into stuff like this. I usually don't contribute too much because I'm one of those kind of people. Man, I try not to spend too much time on, like, Facebook and social media, and there's just so much, like, misinformation. There's just so much shit going back and forth, you know what I mean? And I just so I'm not too well educated on 100% of everything, you know what I mean? So I usually just try to stay out of it as best I can. I don't want to say the wrong thing, and I want to get all the facts right, and I certainly don't want to talk about anything I don't know too well. But everything you said there, I agree with from what I understand. So
yeah, and I mean, that's what I've been trying to do. Like, I was talking to Darian today after we were talking about that Atlanta race. I'm like, I'm done tweeting about shit like this, because people are always, like I said, they're gonna find something else to be mad about. Yeah,
it's always something. It's always something.
It just, like I went on my rant about last week about people being so invested in politics. Like, it always is just like it. People base their opinion off what some politician says. You know what I mean? Like, if Trump says this, then they automatically disagree. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm capable of having more than one position. And I feel like that most people need to open their mind and do that. And until that happens, real change isn't going to happen. So after today, man, I've just decided I'm not going to tweet about that shit. I'm going to try not to tweet. I'll probably get mad and tweet about something eventually, and more people will jump on me. But I'm not going to tweet about it because at the end of the day, tweeting isn't going to do shit. I did a big long thread about it when people were saying that silence people not tweeting about the issues, they're just as bad as people who are racist or whatever. That's a load of shit. You don't want people just pretending to care about something because that's not going to fix it. I go about my life. I know that I can, like I said earlier, I'm not going to speak for anybody. I'm going to stand with them. I know that I know what's in my heart. And I think everybody just needs to open their mind and stand with their fellow human being. That's what's going to change shit. Not sitting around doing a bunch of tweeting like, oh man, fuck the cops, or oh man, I want my flag at the track, or oh man, this and that.
Once again, I try to just, man, fuck. It's just like it gets overwhelming sometimes trying to keep up with everything and all just the stupid people on social media. But if there is like, man, like the Rona happened, and then on top of the, all the everything that happened after that with the protesting and stuff, if there is one thing that you can get out of all of it, man, every human out there needs to do the best they can, do better with treating each other better. You know what I mean? That was the biggest thing I've taken away. Just, and everything you do, any interaction you have with somebody, man, do the best you can, That's all we can really do.
Well, it is such a mob mentality on Twitter, man. Like, everybody just attacks everything. Like, like I said, there's people aren't capable of having more than one position. You know what I mean? It's just like if you say one thing out of place, everybody's going, that guy thinks that. Like, I tweeted something about Corona. I forget what it was, but it was something about the economy. I'd said something about economic suicide would have just as bad of an effect as the virus could. I never said just no restrictions. No restrictions. Just let everybody go cough on each other. I never said that. I was just like, maybe we should look at ways to get our economy back going. I had this one Humpty Dumpty looking motherfucker. It really looked like Humpty Dumpty. I have a picture of him on my phone.
Did he fall? Was it pre-wall or post-wall?
I'd have pushed him off a wall. Is what I'd have done. He pissed me off. He immediately came at me. This greedy ass motherfucker wants my family members to die or something. I was like, what? How did you get that? And I replied, can you show me where I said that? Like, maybe I did. Did I type in another language and it translated wrong or something? And he's like, oh yeah, sure, asshole. It was like 4 or 5 tweets where he would never answer my question where I was like, show me where I said that. All he was doing was calling me every name in the book. And then he blocked me.
Well,
it's people like that, man. Those are the people. I don't know. Twitter has just been really toxic lately. And then you throw in the people were canceling an NR 2003 forum or something because they deleted a gay pride car.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that.
And so then the mob moved on to them, and it's just been, I think Noah Sweet was getting death threats for painting a gay pride car. So it works both ways. You got the people who are just like, let's turn every car into a gay pride car. And it's like, okay, that'd be a little much. And then you get all the people who are like, I don't want a single gay pride car. And then they're clashing and threatening to kill each other. And it's just, it's like,
it's really, always man, fucking something.
How the fuck, one thing I'll never understand on the side of people who are against the whole gay pride thing, it's like you choose to get so mad about something and it's gay people. Like literally the happiest, most we're going to keep to ourselves group of people in the world. And you get that bent out of shape over it. You know what I mean? Have you ever met a gay person who's just an asshole? I haven't. Of all people groups to get that fucking bent out of shape over, you're going to pick gay people. It just doesn't make any sense.
We got to do better, people.
Yeah, shout out to the gay people. We love the gay people over here. But really, and then, like I said, you get the people who want every car. And most of the people who are doing this shit, I hate to tell you, folks, the world of Twitter, nobody is sincere. I'm pretty sincere. I feel like I'm not a fake person. Most of these people, they don't give a flying fiddler's fuck about a gay pride car. They see that it's going to get them clicks, so they're painting away. And God love them. I don't blame them one bit because times are tough. But I would like to point out I got to 1 million impressions without painting a gay pride car. Thank you.
All right.
But yeah, some people have to do that thing, and that is fine.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That brings us to the Moonhead Mailbag. Am I right? Am I reading this right?
Oh, God damn it. And the mailbag is closed, so let me open it up here.
Oh.
I got so caught up. I was closing tabs, and I got forehead sweats from my rant. And,
you get your little Gasol's napkin or one of them handkerchiefs.
oh, boy. I didn't screen them this week.
Uh-oh.
Oh, my God. All right, so I can read most of them, so I can go through here.
Yeah, once we get through one, you can kind of go through the rest of them.
Okay, so Brian Green, and he made the subject the pronunciation of his last name this week. I will remember it from now on, Brian. What shows are you guys watching at the moment? I guess I'll start. I've been watching King of the Hill a lot lately. Don't know why. I've just been going back through and watching it.
Good question.
I was big
I like this question.
Yeah, I like it a lot too. I'm a big 60 Days In fan. I'm a big Live PD fan. They just canceled Live PD and Cops because, like I said, mob mentality. Cops are bad, so now we have to cancel a TV show that makes them transparent. We want more transparency, so a show that we follow them around with cameras is going to get canceled. That makes a lot of fucking sense. But really, it's been King of the Hill for me lately.
Oh boy, now you got me. This has been my go-to for a while now, and I'm almost done. You got me on Family Guy. I've never been a big I don't know why. I just was never a big fan of cartoon stuff. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I had never watched Family Guy before. And I started from episode 1, the very first one, and I am up to I'm 50 episodes away from being caught up. So I've been working on this for months. That's been my go-to. If I'm just doing something brief. The episodes are only 20 minutes. Fucking hilarious. They do some great things, man. I love it. It's got to be up there for all timers now for me, man. I'm after I'm finished, I'm probably gonna go back through and start it up again.
You need to try King of the Hill. I really think you'd like it. If the first season might turn you off, I don't know. I love the first season. But if you can get through the first season, seasons 2 through 8 are really, really solid.
Okay. Yeah, it's it's on the list for sure. I got a list. I've talked about this on stream before, but something I've started doing in the last year or two. I've started making lists for everything, and that includes shows to watch, shows I have watched, and movies I've watched, just to kind of keep track of all that good stuff. Anything else ideas and stuff. But it's always, man, helpful tip out there. Write stuff down, man. I'm getting better at it, but writing stuff down, man, is the key to something good. But on top of that, I had been watching Justified. Which is a phenomenal show, and right now I'm kind of in a rut because I don't want to start it up again, because it's I've got to the last I think I'm in the second to last season, and I don't want to end it, but I haven't watched it in a month or so, and I don't want to pick it back up. I don't want to pick it back up, but I don't want to wait too long and then forget everything. But phenomenal show if you haven't watched it. I also started the last season, the most recent season of Fargo. Good stuff. I don't know why I haven't watched the rest of that. What the hell else? I watched, they made a fourth season of 13 Reasons Why. Did you watch the first one?
13 Reasons Why?
Yeah.
No, I do not have a vagina, so I did not watch it.
Okay, all right, listen. It was a big thing when it first came out. Everybody watched it. Vaginas and no vaginas, all right? All right. I watched the first one. Made sense. Season over. They stretched it to season 2. I was like, all right, I can see how they can stretch this, but it shouldn't have a second season. They stretched it to a third season. I was like, all right.
Well, didn't she kill herself in the first one?
That's what I'm saying. But what they stretched it, now they came out with a fourth season. So basically, what it was about this suicide rate, and how how things are in schools these days, and how people get bullied into suicide, whatever. Okay, whatever. They turned it into a show where it's just Not her anymore. It's just the other shit that happens in schools. Which
so more people are killing themselves?
No, I don't remember anybody else killing themselves, but there's
What's
guns
the fucking
involved.
point of the show?
Some kid takes a mop up his ass. That's a pretty rough scene.
Oh, that's funny. I mean, not funny. I'm joking. God. We do not condone shoving mops up people's asses here. God.
It's true, and it's all fake. It's
Well, I mean, unless you're into that thing. If you want to shove a mop up your own ass, you can do that. We don't advise it, but don't shove a mop up someone else's ass. But then again, now people are going to come at me because, well, what if some people want mops shoved up their ass? I should probably be pandering to that crowd. So if somebody wants a mop up their ass, then it's all right. I think before the NASCAR races, here's what we should do. We should bring somebody out of the front stretch, put a mop up their ass. That's what we should do because it's more inclusive is what it is.
Oh, my God. Okay, long story short, I started the 4th season. I don't think I'm going to make it through the rest of it, but I might. We'll see how it goes. I don't even know what the plot of it is. I don't know if
You're
I
telling
made it
me you don't want to watch that?
Well, it was one season.
Award-winning entertainment right there.
You know what's funny, though? The poor bastard that takes the mop up the ass, he looks just like a younger Brad Keselowski. It is the funniest fucking thing, and I'm going to Google right now because you need to see this.
Well, I think we found our candidate for NASCAR inclusion.
Oh,
or maybe we'll call it intrusion.
Yeah, this poor bastard, man. I gotta find him. What the hell's his name? His name is Devin Drude. Tell me this doesn't look like a young fucking Brad Keselowski. I'm gonna put this in general. It is fucking uncanny. Maybe I'm stupid, but tell me that's not uncanny.
Oh my God.
It's weird, isn't it?
I wonder how did they make the thing go up his butt? Was it like spring loaded or something or?
No, there's a couple of football guys, right, on the football team, and they took him into the bathroom, and they just...
Oh, no, I get that, but I'm saying from a production aspect, they didn't really put a mop up his ass, so they had to have... It must have been collapsible or something.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't remember the scene too great, but I'm pretty sure they didn't show ass and mop in the same thing, you know what I mean? That's usually
okay.
It
was probably just you see an ass, you see a mop, and then
you see a facial expression. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, we got to the bottom of that.
I see what you did there. The
yeah. Anyways,
the southernmost tunnel. We'll get to that.
Coming up on the Castles podcast, we'll touch it down. That's about all the shows. No. I watched Space Force. With Steve Carell, and it's basically a comedy on the new branch of the military, the Space Force. It's pretty good. I thought it wasn't that funny, but it wasn't that unfunny either. I thought it was pretty good. It was only 10 episodes. The episode's pretty short. It's worth a watch, I reckon.
All right. So I'm gonna be honest with you, you fine listeners. If we skip your question this week, don't take it personally. Feel free to send the question back in, even.
Unless it sucks.
Something, yeah, unless it sucks. But like, if you think it's a good question, we have so many. I'm not gonna be able to hit all these. It's a good problem to have. Don't get me wrong, but I'm not gonna be able to touch all these. So next question comes from Michael Sweeney. He says, "Hi Moonhead and Cozy, you guys are the best content creators on YouTube." That's mainly why I selected this one.
We're gonna have to clip that one out too. Listen up, everybody.
Podcast is awesome, and Tits is the best show in iRacing. Thank you. I agree. I'm curious what you guys think Bubba is going to do at the end of this year. Do you see him staying at RPM, and if not, where? I don't see him leaving, but I'd be curious if a bigger team would offer him a ride. Please let him go to the 42. I'm a Bubba fan, so I'd love for him to get a race-winning car. RPM has definitely made some huge progress, and as much as I want to see him turn that team around, they aren't near being a race-winning team. I appreciate the praises, Michael, but can we condense this maybe next week? We didn't ask. It's not the Moonhead essay bag; it's the Moonhead mailbag, and typically that implies questions. And he sent this from his iPhone. I don't see Bubba going anywhere next year unless only place I could see him going is, as weird as it sounds, maybe the 48.
Bubba to the 48.
I could see it. Do I think it'll happen? No. Honestly, I hope it doesn't happen because I think RPM's kind of on the edge of doing some good things here soon.
Yeah, I think you're right. When you first said that, I was like, I don't know. I don't know if you saw the apparently over the last couple of weeks now people are lining up to sponsor Bubba, which is great because everybody was pretty sure that RPM was going to fold like soon. I could see them really building around Bubba and coming back low key. I don't know about you. I don't know like fully back, but like I think they could put together a nice little ride for him.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, they're already doing good. I mean, hell, he drove up into the top 10, and then he used a little tire strategy to get up there to the front, but still, he drove up into the top 10. He had a good run at Charlotte, but something broke.
Yeah, that's the one thing they need to really cut down. They have a lot of what was that thing that broke in Martinsville? The chain. What the hell was that thing called?
Yeah, I forget what I had never heard of it, but
yeah, I didn't either.
Shout out to Fox, but Fox does a really good job, or they've done a really good job, and they used to be really good about it, but they kind of got bad about it last few seasons. But now that they know some new people might be watching, they've done a really good job about explaining shit this year. And Jeff Gordon's really good at that. Like I will say, Gordon hasn't been the best commentator this year. He's done all right, but he is one of the most insightful people. Like, you know what I mean? Like he is.
Yeah, he's been around for a long time. He knows what he's talking about. I did want to briefly mention I was sitting there watching the Xfinity race today. I don't know about you, but that commentating crew of Adam Alexander, Clint Boyer, and Jamie McMurray is pretty damn good too. I don't know what you think.
Like it. I
do too.
I like the Xfinity deal they're doing where they bring Cup guys in or whatever. And I know McMurray's not really a Cup guy anymore, but bringing them in, I like it. Like Kurt and Kyle at Bristol surprised me.
That was awesome. That was really good.
Dude, I thought when I saw that they were going to be there together, I'm like, neither one of them are that great at speaking usually. But man, they did so good.
It was such a perfect balance. You had fucking goofy ass Kyle, like the cocky Kyle Busch, and then you had like the wholesome Kurt Busch. Yeah, it was such a good combo, man. It was awesome, and they both had a lot of. Exactly, that's exactly right.
What the hell are we? Oh, we're in the mailbag, aren't we?
Yeah, we are.
So yeah, I don't see. I see him staying with RPM, and I see RPM doing some good things.
Me too.
Rest of this season and next season will probably tell most of the story, but I think they'll do some good things here. All right, moving on. Hunter McFarlane. Subject question from Hunter from Indianapolis. What are your thoughts on the Big Machine Vodka 400 at the Brickyard, powered by Florida Georgia Line? I think he only included that in there because it's such a meme. To the road course in the future. Personally, I'd rather keep the race on the oval, and if they decide to do a road course race, make it a doubleheader with IndyCar whenever they do the Indy GP, although since nobody shows up for the Brickyard 400 now, I can't imagine they'd be too keen on adding a race. I just wanted to get your guys' opinion. Thanks in advance, and keep up the great work with the Gas Holes podcast.
Thanks for listening.
You go first, because you're obviously more invested in Indy than me.
All right, it's going to be kind of a selfish answer, but I'm going to say no. I'll tell you why. Okay, first off, by the way, I just like the race. The race name is such a meme because it's how stupid long it is.
Yeah.
My buddy Brody, who lives in Indiana, and obviously my good buddy who I stay at when I'm out there, and we always hit up the track. He texts me that hashtag every single time he possibly can. He includes that shit. I think it's fucking hilarious. The hashtag. Big BMV fucking PL 400 PB FLG, whatever the hell it is. But no, the selfish answer is, well, not really selfish, but I'm like, the Brickyard 400 has been around long enough. Why put it on the road course? Like we can't just because a race sucks, we can't put it on a road course. You know what I mean? Like we can, but we can't put everything on a fucking road course. We can't. They're talking about Texas Roval. Where the hell else, man? The Indianapolis road course, which, by the way, the Indianapolis road course sucks. I don't care what anybody tells you, it sucks. It's flat. There's no elevation changes. It's just like a little detour throughout the historic IMS. It sucks. It sucks for IndyCar. We talked about this before. IndyCar has only put on one good show there, and it was because it rained. And that was it. And then obviously that guy got ass packed on the one standing start they did.
It
Yeah.
went through southernmost tunnel.
Yeah. Coming up. Anyways, yeah, the Xfinity series probably will put the Xfinity series always puts on a really good show at really any road course. So I would imagine it'll probably be decent at but like, man, I just feel like the Brickyard 400 it just gets shit on more than it should. Yeah, the race sucks. The race has sucked. To be fair, the last couple of years have been kind of a shit show. 2017 was an all-time classic because of how shit showy it was, and that will forever be one of my favorite races I have attended. Seeing Casey Kane's last win, there was some good stuff in that race. Let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, there was some great stuff. And shall we remind everybody what package that was with?
I don't remember.
Oh, well, believe it or not, it was just before they implemented the stupid new low horsepower, high downforce package. That's right. It had plenty of horsepower and plenty of no downforce.
No, it couldn't be that because 80% of fans like the package we have now.
Oh, really?
All right, Hunter, I'm going to answer your question here. I'm going to answer it truthfully, honestly, and with my hand on a Bible. I don't think they should move the race to the road course. I don't think they should move the race to the oval or keep the race on the oval. I think NASCAR needs to get the fuck out of Indianapolis unless they're going to IRP. So that is my.
I don't agree with that.
I do. We should. It's a gimmick to even be there, and I'm all for gimmicks, but not that gimmick. IndyCar doesn't race at fucking Daytona or Darlington or any of that. NASCAR doesn't have to race at Indy to be legitimate. All it does is make NASCAR look like a fucking joke while they're there because nobody goes, nobody cares, and the race fucking blows. I think it's fucking stupid. I don't think they need to go there.
It could. 2008 ruined it, man. 2017. If everybody went to 2017, the 2017 race, everybody would have came back for 2018. But the problem with it is nobody goes anymore, and it's hard to get people to come back. I'm telling you, I've been there the last couple of years. The race ain't been that bad. 2018 was better, but like, if the package doesn't totally suck, the Brickyard 400 back in the day wasn't awful. It wasn't great, but it put on a decent enough show when the cars could drive. You know, normally it's not stupid, but it is what it is. I enjoy going there every year, and I always will as long as it. Now, if they go to IRP, I'll be there too. Trust me, but yeah, I don't. In my opinion, I don't think they should totally move on just yet.
I need to go one year. Maybe next year. I'll go.
All right.
And maybe it'll change my opinion. You know, maybe being there in person would change my opinion.
I've been very lucky because my buddy Brody has set me up at that Turn 2 suite the last couple of years, and that is, out of all the places I've gone to watch a race, that is the coolest fucking spot I have ever watched a race from in my life, because that is the one corner that's really treacherous on that track for whatever reason, and it's so close to the damn racetrack. IndyCar, NASCAR, it is fucking phenomenal. If you ever get chances to watch a race at the Turn 2 suite, holy shit, it is one of the coolest spots.
Yeah, because they just hand those out left and right.
You never know. You can win sweet tickets.
Oh,
don't want to turn them down. They got a lot
moving
of seats
on. No. Remember, we were going to do the Corey Lajoie thing or whatever. We want to earn our tickets. Ethan Strite writes, we kind of touched on this one, but I figured we could dive into it a little bit. This week, some well-known NASCAR fans on Twitter called for the pre-race invocation to be removed after learning that policy changes are being considered concerning the Confederate flag being flown at future NASCAR races. What are you and Cozy takes about the pre-race invocation, and do you think pre-race invocations should continue or be removed?
Is this the Rusty Walrus thing?
Yeah, but like I said earlier in my rant, Rusty, I know Rusty, and Rusty doesn't mean anything bad by this. Some of the replies were what got out of hand, but my initial response to Rusty's tweet was I disagree. I don't think we should ever get rid of the pre-race invocation, because when it's done right, it's supposed to be a nice gesture. Even if you're not a believer, somebody praying for the safety of the drivers isn't going to offend you. It shouldn't, unless you're one of those people who just want to be offended about everything. Me and David Land agreed on this, so obviously there's something going on here. There has to be. I think I replied to one of David's tweets. I was like, speaking of religion, hell's frozen over because me and you are agreeing. but no, but I followed up in my tweet to Rusty saying that I do agree that the people doing the pre-race invocation should definitely be screened. We shouldn't just be letting anybody up there to get up there and be like, thank God for Trump, a president with balls and all that. Fuck Obama. You know, like, well, I mean, you're not going to say that. Sorry, Jesus.
Yeah.
But like, really, like you get these people up there, they just make a mockery of it. Man, I hate when people drag God into or politics into their prayer. Like, it's shit. Like, pray for the leaders. I'm fine if somebody gets up there and they're like, pray for the safety of the drivers, pray for the safety of the spectators, pray for our country's leaders. Y'all go racing. Like, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
But this political prayer stuff.
Yeah.
Like, man, think about being Jesus. You die for the world, you're all this, and then people just bring you into politics. The scummiest people on earth, and your name's constantly dragged through there. Terrible.
Yeah, and he's Jesus.
Terrible.
He knows what they're all about too. All those scummy people.
He sees all the dirt. He sees all the hookers they hired, all that stuff, and it's just, oh,
I ain't
God.
helping those motherfuckers. Fuck you.
Yeah, yeah. Could you cite that verse right there?
That's a fucking jeez, I can't even. Damn, I can't even think of one. That's awful.
What's your opinion on the matter, so we can move on?
Ah, shit, I don't really care. I was born and raised Catholic. I'm a fairly religious person, but if they took it away, I don't know. I don't think I'd really give a shit.
I wouldn't quit watching.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, from my standpoint,
there's
no.
Opinion. I thought this was my turn, but
oh, it is. But I'm sorry, I'm going back in for seconds.
Well, go ahead.
Because really, here, like, I wouldn't quit watching or anything, but like, once again, it's just another thing for people to get offended about. It's not making the sport not inclusive. That's the thing I saw. Like, even I'm open to if they want to bring people from multiple faiths up there and let them do their thing, like whatever. But
let's make the fucking pre-race even longer.
Yeah, somebody in my reply said that we should spin a wheel, and I said even better, if the track has a Legends Oval, we bring all the religious leaders from the state in, put them in Legends cars, let them race. And can you imagine a priest, a Muslim dude, a dang rabbi, all them slugging it out in Legends cars up there? That'd be awesome.
Yeah, that's a pre-race worth attending right there.
Yeah.
On to something. All right. No, I was gonna say, once again, I was born and raised Catholic. I'm a pretty religious person. If they took it away, I wouldn't give a shit. But at the same time, it shouldn't even be a fucking conversation. It's just, at the time, people were like, what if we did this? But like, people will forget about it here in another week or two. It should go away. It's been a tradition for a long time. Why the fuck change it? You know what I mean? Just to upset another couple of people. Move on.
Well, my argument for it too, and we're taking a little long, so I'm gonna move on. But there was a time that I was not like a believer in anything. I went through a rough patch in my life, but still, when somebody said that they were praying for you or whatever, there's something about that. It's just a nice gesture, you know what I mean? Because that means a lot to most people when they say that or when they do that. It's just it's a, I want to say a respect thing, but it's like a show of respect. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I see it as. Not a
sign of good faith.
If you ain't Christian, go home. You know what I mean? It's not that. It's just, let's give these drivers some peace before they go out there and risk their lives. All right. Next question comes from Cole Raisbeck.
Oh.
Hey, Trav. Oh, he didn't say hey to Cozy. He said hey to me.
Go fuck
we
myself.
know Charlotte is bad, and the All-Star race is a joke at this point. If the racing stays as bad as it is, what would be a track where you would like to see it moved? Thanks, Cole Raisbeck. Me personally, I was thinking about this at some point about a month or two ago. I'd like to see it at a track that's not on the schedule, like not a points-paying track. I'd like it to be a complete curveball of some sort. But that's just me. So I can't cite a specific track because I think it should change every year too. But I don't think it should be a track that we're going to for points. You know what I mean? Especially like Charlotte, because at one point you had the Open, the All-Star race, the 600, and then the 500 all in the oval. It's like, it's a little better now with the Roval, but still, I think we should be going somewhere that is just a complete curveball. It's your turn.
He didn't ask me.
Oh, okay. Fair point.
I tuned out after I said, hey, what's up, Travis?
When'd you say that?
No, the email. That's what it said. Say what's up,
Oh.
Trav.
Okay.
That's when I tuned out. Sorry.
Next question. Sorry. Comes from Jeeves Stobbs. He writes, have you guys ever been to or thought about going to Martinsville for the Valley Star Credit Union 300? It's normally a great race. That's the late model race, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
I've never been, but I want to go really bad. I'd love to go.
Yeah, I'd like to go because it's a shit show every year. The thing with it though is it's hard. It would be hard for me. It wouldn't be hard, but like Martinsville's like I guess it's about the same. For how long does it take you to get to Martinsville?
6.5 hours.
Oh yeah, it's longer for you then. Yeah, I just fucking.
But I got family there, so it's different.
Yeah, 4.5, 5 hour drive for me, man. Like for a late model race, I don't know about that one, Chief. I'd love to see it for sure, but man, it's hard to justify that one for sure.
Yeah, we talked about it last year. If they moved it to where it was like a week before the Cup race or something, we would totally.
Yeah.
But at the time we said we'd totally do it. I don't know if you'd still do it, but I would definitely. There's no way I wouldn't do it. I'd go up there that weekend and stay the whole week. But like I said, I have a family up there, so it's a little easier for me to do that.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm paying a whole week a hotel or whatever. I don't think I'm doing that one, but yeah.
All right, moving on. I'm trying to screen these as we go. Derek Haley writes, do you think we will ever see a fourth manufacturer in NASCAR again? If so, which manufacturer do you think it'd be? And then also he followed up with, who do you see taking over the big rides that we currently know will be open in 2021? We're not going to answer that one because we've kind of discussed this every week on the podcast so far. I feel like at some point we touch on it. Fourth manufacturer, I definitely see it happening. It wouldn't surprise me if we see it announced like next season or even this season, somebody coming in with a next-gen car. I don't think we'll see one next year. It'd be stupid for them to come in and waste all that money on a car that's going to be obsolete. But people are going to say I'm crazy, but I see Nissan.
Yeah, me too.
And I kind of hope it happens because I've heard rumblings that so you remember when FaZe Clan was supposed to be at Fontana this year?
Yeah, I remember that, I think.
Well, I don't know if that meeting ever happened or not. But I think NASCAR gave them some rigs for iRacing and stuff. And from what I've heard, the reason FaZe Clan is not in the Coke iRacing series or whatever is because they've got a deal with Nissan. So they can't go in there and rep another manufacturer.
Oh.
So if Nissan comes in to NASCAR, FaZe Clan will be in the iRacing thing. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, they're the ones that make the most sense, in my opinion. I can't really think of I couldn't see Mercedes coming to NASCAR.
Yeah, they don't give a shit.
Ferrari or something like that. They're not going to come to NASCAR. So I see Nissan because Nissan would be a perfect fit, man. They've got all those cars and then they got the trucks now. Well, I guess they've had the trucks, but the trucks are getting more popular. You know what I mean? Like they got the off-road packages and all that on them now.
I hope they come in. I think they'll be. I think we'll see a new one come in with the next gen cars. I will be one of Nissan's first fans since I drive a 2004 Nissan Frontier named Boris. I think we'll probably only have 12 fans, but at least it'll be one more than Austin Dillon. So.
Yeah, see, it'd be interesting. 'Cause, I guess Dodge is probably the one that everybody's going to say, and I wouldn't be surprised either. But what team's going to switch at this point? You know what I mean? Like, that would make it worth a manufacturer coming in.
Yeah, it's not going to be obviously a big team, but they'll have to start small with one of the I was going to say not even like front what the hell they call it, front row. About calling it front row. I think they've got a good deal with Ford, so I can't imagine they would. It'd have to be like a Jesus Christ, I don't know. I mean, it all depends on how it shakes out, and because obviously you don't know how some of the deals are structured with some of the manufacturers and but it'd have to be obviously a smaller team. They'd have to start from the bottom unless they came in and formed something new, which would be exciting as well. But
Yeah, the only ones I could see switching if a new manufacturer came in, as far as big teams go, would be Penske and Ganassi, just because they've got their hands in so many forms of racing.
Mm-hmm.
Like Penske manufacturer loyalty must not mean anything to him because doesn't he have Chevys and IndyCar and Fords and NASCAR?
Yeah, it's a little awkward. Yeah, I always wondered about that. It must be a little awkward, but fucking he just he wins and everything. So like, what the fuck's it matter, you know? I don't know.
Ganassi does the same thing with IMSA, I believe. They have don't they have the Ford GTs?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't.
Yeah, I don't.
I guess it doesn't matter because they're not in the same series, but I get the IndyCar thing because obviously there's not Ford out there. But all right, moving on. Sorry, I'm eating. I'm a fat boy.
Oh, what are you eating?
Cheez It still.
Oh, all right.
Sorry. Kyle. Oh boy. Kyle Begay.
Oh,
Begay. Kyle Begay, I think is how you say it. We'll call you Kyle B. Kyle B from Parson. Hello, guys. In your options, which aero package is more dependent on clean air? The 750 horsepower with short spoiler or current 500? This has to be a fake question, right? Like, really?
I thought you were screening them.
Never mind. We're not answering that. Justin Basanti writes, if you had to get rid of one for the rest of your life, which would you get rid of? Pancakes, French toast, waffles, or cinnamon rolls?
Waffles.
Easy for me. Anything but pancakes on that list. Believe it or not, I love Waffle House. Don't like waffles. I love pancakes. Don't like French toast. Don't like cinnamon rolls. So you can have all three of them. I don't give a fuck. Yeah.
Hold on. You don't like French toast? You don't like waffles? You don't like cinnamon rolls?
No.
You never been to Cinnabon?
Mm-mm.
And you never just got a fucking them big old fucking hot sticky Cinnabons?
Mm-mm.
You ever tried them?
Yeah, I think so.
You just didn't like them?
Yeah, I'm just not a cinnamon guy.
Oh man, that's weird.
Yeah. So yeah, that's gonna do it for the Moonhead mailbag. Send in your questions next week at askmoonhead@gmail.com. Questions, like I said, if we didn't get yours this week, doesn't mean it was a bad question, except that one guy who asked about clean. Never mind. But yeah, so far we've only had to block one person. Had to block one person, Cozy.
Oh, okay. Well,
emails were getting too much.
All right. Hey, can we jump to Cozy's comments real quick? The crappy off-brand of Moonhead Mailbag.
Yeah, please.
This is a good one that I hearted for later. I think it's the only one I guess I'll talk about. All right. So I've actually kind of wondered about this. So Benjamin Branscombe writes in, and I actually met him once in Indianapolis. Really? Great guy. He was in a StarCom shirt. Yeah, he was on the vlog. Shout out to him.
That's cool.
Great
He's
guy.
really active on social media. Like I see him active a lot. Like I like people who are active and replies and likes and stuff. You know, he's a good people.
Good people. Hey guys, love the show. Always a good listen on Sunday morning. Gonna have to agree with you there. I wanted to comment on Cozy's question of the week about misspelled names. While I don't have 25 characters like that one guy we were talking about, my first name is actually misspelled. My first name is legit Ben. Now he spells it BenJamine. Benjamin.
That poor guy.
When I was born, my mother fell ill, not terribly bad, but while doped up on medicine, she filled out the birth certificate and added the extra E at the end. I hope you at least get a laugh out of the story. Keep up the great show and good work, boys.
That's awesome.
That is awesome.
That's awesome.
That's a good story.
Yeah. I wonder if there's multiple. What's the name on IR? Jason Anderson. There's like 3 of them and none of them spell it right.
Yeah.
Like one of them spells Jason Jayson, and then one of them spells Jason right, but they spell Anderson Andersen. And I think there might be another one. It's
Jason
crazy.
Jasen.
Yeah. God, Yeah, but your story, at least you have a story. That's pretty. That's actually really cool. That's a good story. You should write a song about that.
Yeah. That's about all we got for Cozy's comments.
Really?
We got a fair amount of comments. No, I mean we got a fair amount of comments. One ramen daddy writes in with all
like
caps.
his noodles.
Yeah, and spaces in between each letter. Pussy eater. So
oh, he must have watched the Barstool race.
yeah, I think we talked about it during the podcast.
Yeah,
You opened with that somewhere in there. Yeah, that was.
I wasn't pussy eater this week. That's disappointing.
Yeah, I was disappointed.
Yeah. Well, that was your segment, so I guess you can wrap that up. Where the hell are we on the outline?
You put playoff grid, but we already did that.
Yeah, we did that. Remember?
Oh yeah, here we go.
This is a juicy one.
Fucking stupid.
You
take it.
Fuck Steve Phelps. No, I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say that because Steve Phelps has done a lot of good shit for NASCAR. But
yeah, he missed this one though.
He missed this one bad.
He missed it like me playing golf for the first time.
yeah. He swung plumb out of his shoes on this one.
He hit the grass. He went over top of the ball. He hit it, bounced it off a tree. He
let go of the club and hit an old woman and killed her. I mean, this is bad. So he was on Michael Waltrip's podcast. I didn't listen to it, but I read not the transcript of the whole thing, but somebody put the quote. Basically, he said that 80% of fans prefer the package we have now over a high horsepower good package. And everybody, I have not seen anyone say that he is not full of shit. And then on top of that, the NASCAR Fan Council, which that whole concept is so cringe to me because all it is a bunch of fucking old people. Their Twitter bios always proud member of the NASCAR Fan Council. Good God,
fucking
lady.
schmuck.
Yeah, it's like, what do you get? All it is a fucking mailing list. You get fucking. They want you to buy shit, and then you get to do surveys like this. But the question was so fucking like swayed. It was the answers were like, all of them sounded bad except the closer racing with low horsepower or something. Like, I'd prefer closer racing with reduced horsepower or something like, and all the other options were like strung out racing with high horsepower or something. It's like, it's so like, of course these dumbasses on here are going to select that because they don't know. It's got me worried though, because of the new car. I'm scared that they're going to try, but at the same time, I'm not completing a single thought here. At the same time, I feel like NASCAR can't be this dumb, can they? They don't really think
they can't base all their opinions in the future of their sport off the fucking fan council. Are you kidding me?
If they have to look at Twitter, I mean, come on.
If that's the only thing they're getting their feedback from, then we are doomed, ladies and gentlemen.
Mm-hmm. Really doomed. But I'm worried, but I'm also not, because I'm hoping Phelps was just trying to give a big morale booster. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, as the president of NASCAR, or whatever the fuck they call him, you can't just go in there like, yeah, we know our fucking product sucks. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's got to try to spice it up somehow. But God, I hope that they know. I hope that they know.
Yeah, it's just the thing with it though is like, I see what they like. The more and more I think about it, I see what they were going for. But the problem with it is, man, you can get that close racing. Like the cars, they kind of stay close to each other, but that's just because I get it, but I don't understand how some people could just watch the races every single week and just still not understand how the cars operate. You know what I mean? Because like, it's very clear. Yeah, with the new package, the cars stay more together. But the only reason why that is because once you kind of single out, you can't go forwards because of the air, and the car behind you can't go forwards because of the air. So everybody stays in their own little pockets around the fucking circle. It's not a hard concept. It's stupid. With the old package, shit gets strung out. Yeah, but at least you can fucking race. So you're gonna have bad races every once in a while, but you always have that potential. That's all I got to say about that.
Yeah. No, I don't understand like the what's the word? Like the mechanics of a car necessarily, but anybody can watch the races now and see what the fuck's going on out there.
Yeah, I hope Alvin Kamara's down there watching the race tomorrow, and he's bitching about the fucking the dirty air.
Yeah, I wonder how much they're paying him. Do you think he really is this interested, or do you think it's like a Barstool thing where they're just paying him?
I mean, I don't think they're. I mean, for him, I think they were like. I mean, it was a pretty big story with everything in the last couple, week. I think they hit him up. They were like, hey, come to a NASCAR race. I mean, I don't know who would turn it down. Here's some free shirts. Here we'll.
He just seems really invested. You know what I mean? Like really, like, and it's cool. Maybe he likes it, but like, I don't know. Like, I love the Barstool stuff. I don't care if NASCAR's paying them or whatever, because I think they're producing great shit. Like, their Twitter is so fucking good. It's one of the best NASCAR Twitter accounts.
Yeah, I just think that we'll see where he's at in 6 months. If he still gives a shit.
He won't give a shit in 6 months. I guarantee it.
But that's the thing, though. I was thinking about.
I didn't know who the fuck the guy was, to be honest with you. Apparently, he's a big deal.
If you played fantasy football, you'd know who he was.
Oh, okay.
But NASCAR is cool, man. Even with shitty packages, if they could just get more people, like, and give them a taste of it. Like, NASCAR is fucking cool. No matter who you are. Cars racing around tracks at very high speeds is fucking cool, and it doesn't get enough respect. So, I don't know. Maybe he's like, fucking, hey, this is pretty cool. Go test it out at Homestead tomorrow. All right. Hopefully he likes it. Hopefully he becomes a fan, goes to races, more. But I don't know. On the other side of that, maybe he'll get, I don't know. He plays for the Saints. He won a lot of people some fantasy football championships. Maybe to get more people, oh, my star fantasy football player likes NASCAR. Well, I'm going to give it a go too. I don't know if that's really how it works, but, maybe one guy, that's all it takes.
I guess. Maybe.
You don't sound so convinced.
No, I don't. But, I mean, hey, I love it. I agree with you. I think they need to bring more like celebrities and shit out there. But I don't know if the guy really gives that much of a fuck. You know what I mean? I don't know that he's really going to change anybody's mind.
I did see that one guy. I think he was another football player. I don't know if he was retired or he just really sucks, and I've never heard of his name. But he was tweeting questions watching the truck race today, and they put one of his questions up on the broadcast. It was during Xfinity. It was one of the races today. And then I saw, I think one of them was during Xfinity, and then the other one was during the truck race. Anyways, his follow-up question was, do these guys press the pedal the entire race, or do they have like some cruise control? Sorry, I don't know anything about it. I was like, come on.
Yeah, the funniest one I saw, I didn't see that one. It was during the Martinsville race. I forget who it was, but somebody important. They asked if they could pass under caution or something. Like, do they have to stay in their position when the pace car's out, or can they still pass each other?
Oh man, yeah, I get it if you never watched it, but use your head. It's like,
I mean, I get it. It could be confusing, but like, I've been at like buddies' houses and NASCAR's been on, and they've turned it on just because they know I'm a NASCAR fan. They'll watch, and like every once in a while they'll have like a stupid question, like, what's this, what's that? But like typically they get it. Like when the caution's out, obviously that's the point of the caution. The racing stops.
It's not a hard concept.
Or they know that they're actually pressing the pedals. They're not just on cruise control.
Like, come on. What the fuck? Like,
anybody who's ever driven a car knows that you can't just go into a turn. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you'd have to, I don't know. Ugh.
Yes.
Yeah. Whatever. I mean, it's cool. People talking about NASCAR. It's fine.
Yeah, we'll see if it dies down. It probably will. But hey, at least
I wonder if what's the guy's name? Alvin
Kamara.
Yeah, Alvin. I wonder if he's going to enter the trek through Jimmie Johnson's southernmost tunnel.
What is that? What is that about? Because I'm not sure if we can talk about that on this podcast.
Yeah, I want to meet the guy who came up with the name. So, first of all, I think it's cool. I like wood tracks. I've grown up going to like Atlanta and stuff, and you have the Petty Grandstand, the Yarborough, and I think they've added the Johnson. It's so funny because man, Jimmie Johnson, his first name and his last name are both dick references. That's just so funny to me. And Jimmie Johnson.
When you put it like that, yeah.
But the Johnson grandstand, that's cool.
Oh, he's
but
got a Jimmie Johnson.
They name a tunnel after Jimmie Johnson, and that's cool. And then the guy had to be trolling. They named it Jimmie Johnson's Southernmost Tunnel. And they've got a big thing on it that says that.
Yeah, not only did they call it, but they put it on a sign that you walk right into it.
I thought it was a joke when I first saw it.
I thought it was just I thought somebody just tweeted and they fucked it, you know what I mean? They just worded it wrong.
Yeah.
That's not the case, ladies and gentlemen. This passed all the offices at Homestead Miami Speedway, and they called it Jimmie Johnson's Southernmost Tunnel. Now, I understand what they were going for, because I guess that's the most far south tunnel. But that most further southern tunnel is now exclusively Jimmie Johnson's. So, hey, maybe on the other side of that tunnel we'll finally be able to find that golden horseshoe that he's had all these years.
Yeah, if they're gonna do that, why not just name like the road into that tunnel, like Jimmie Johnson, the Jimmie Johnson entrance or something like that? Still sounds bad, but it's not near as bad as Jimmie Johnson's. I think that might have been why they did
entrance.
Actually, I think it just hit me. Maybe that's why they named it that. Maybe they're like, well, we can't call it the Jimmie Johnson entrance because that sounds sexual. Let's call it Jimmie Johnson's Southernmost Tunnel, and then they tweeted it out, and then they're like, oh.
The second one's still worse. I like they should just call it the Johnson entrance. The Johnson entrance. I mean,
oh my god. Yeah. Well, either way, it's a stupid name for a tunnel.
Way to go, Homestead. You lost your fucking championship date, and then you named a tunnel the southernmost one of Jimmie Johnson.
Some guy in charge somewhere was paid to name something, and that's the name he came up with.
Yeah, I love all that stuff, because you think about it, they probably had at least one or two people to think about what to call it. And then they went to the head people, and they were like, "Oh, that's kind of funny." The head people, they went to those top people at the Homestead Miami Speedway, the offices. They're like, "Here's our design, or here's our name," and then they went to the other people that were like, "All right, we got to go to the social media people. Here's what it's called. We got to go to the sign making people. Here's what it's called." And apparently nobody batted an eye, I guess. But it always makes you wonder how many people that name really went through before it became a reality. It's magical.
Yeah, beats the hell out of me. Well,
we had Homestead today.
Yeah, I'm gonna go get a water. You talk about Xfinity because I was working, so I only got to catch the end of it.
Okie dokie. All right, well, listen up here, gasholes. Xfinity was magical. Xfinity was really great. Ooh, Moonhead is typing. He might have just fat fingered when he went up to, he hits the keyboard and they stopped typing. Okay, I think he just fat fingered it. Okay. Anyways, well, Dale Jr. came back today. Now y'all know. Now Travis is a Dale Jr. fan as well. I grew up a Dale Jr. fan. Why did I grow up a Dale Jr. fan? I don't know. I really wish I would have picked Jimmie Johnson or somebody. No, my uncle was my uncle was the only person in my family that really watched any NASCAR. He was a Dale Jarrett fan, and then he became a Dale Jr. fan when Dale Jarrett retired. My buddy Preet, many of you guys know Preet. We all love Preet. He edits my best stuff, so he makes appearances on our iRacing stuff every once in a while. I actually went to school with him. We went to school first to third grade before he left for a different school, but he was the one who originally got me into NASCAR. And so he got me to watching it, and then my uncle just had to be a Dale Jr. fan. Couldn't be a Jimmie Johnson fan or somebody else who was good. Okay, he wasn't bad, but Dale Jr., he had his moments, but he also had his very bad moments for like multiple years at a time. Okay, long story short. Dale Jr. came back today. Unfortunately, it seems like it could be his last race. That'd be a really shitty way to go out, though. Your last, yeah, and I get it. If he wants to quit racing, that's cool. But that'd be for somebody as important as Dale Jr. with as many fans as he's got, it really sucks to go out on a race without any fans. But anyways, he raced today, and that was about it. I don't know about you. I mean, did you miss the whole race? Or just the end of it?
I was listening while I was doing some of the work. I had my earphones in and I was listening on Sirius, but I didn't catch a lot of it. But I tuned in. Really, first bit of it I saw the first stage or so on TV. Then I was busy. Then I listened on the radio, and then I got back and I saw the last like 2-lap restart or whatever, and it looked like there were no cars out there. Like it looked like a really small field. So I don't know if something big happened or what.
Nah, not really. They ate shit in the truck race, but we'll get to that in a minute. Yeah,
I did see.
Yeah, the Xfinity race. Now it was it just got really spread out, and man, Dale Jr. he had that typical nationwide series. He had that typical Xfinity series race where he was fast, but he just wasn't quite fast enough. All those man, you think back to being a Dale Jr. fan back at the Cup Series days. He had so many of those races where he was fast, but just not quite fast enough. You know what I mean? Like he'd run like third or fourth, but never quite that winning speed. It was kind of what the JRM cars apparently all fired off. So I knew Gragson fired off really slow. Apparently he was firing off slow too. So that they were pretty much fucked there on that last restart. But yeah, man, they were hustling that thing. Everybody in the field was hustling that thing around the top, man. It was hot and slick. It was June, and it was, man, they were just hustling it. Gragson, every week now, I'm getting a little bit more and more respect for him, man. He has been hustling it lately. He didn't win, but he should have won. I don't know what the hell happened to Ryan Sieg at the end. I actually tweeted, I was like, somebody needs to loop it here, take one for the team, because, man, 2020 really could use a Dale Jr. win. But and certain shit, like 4 minutes later, Ryan Sieg looped it. It seemed like something broke because his left rear was bouncing like a basketball. It doesn't usually do that when a tire blows. But yeah, I don't know. I guess something broke or blew or something wasn't good. Anyways, he spun, and that was really about it. Centric and who the hell won?
Harrison Burton.
Oh yeah, he came out of nowhere. Where the hell did he come from? Did he restart second? I think.
Yeah, he was on the outside there. Because then Cindric made that big move on the back straightaway.
But they were playing restart games coming out of pit road, and I knew that was going to bite Dale Jr. in the ass. He restarted. He slowed up, so Harrison Burton came through, and he would have restarted second, but obviously I guess he wanted to start behind his teammate, which obviously didn't fucking work, but that doesn't matter. So yeah, Harrison Burton ended up starting on the outside front row. That he won because of it. I don't know if it was because of it, but he was up there and he made the most of it, man. He got after it. So good on Harrison Burton. I forgot that was not his first career win. He won Fontana. I don't know if you remember that, but he won Fontana, the Xfinity race back in March. I to this day I still I don't remember like anything pre-Rona. I just like forgot everything that had happened. But yeah, second career Xfinity race win. All right for Harrison Burton. Good on him. Other than that, though, yeah, I mean, it was a classic Homestead race, man. Them cars were hustling it. Gragson was on it. He hit the wall probably 30 times. He was all over it, dude. That composite body. To this day, I still do not understand how the Xfinity Series cars came out ahead and came out well on top of the Cup Series with the composite bodies. I think the new gen cars are supposed to have the composite bodies, which is great. But like, good God, man, those things they save teams money. They save the race results. Gragson, if he was in a Cup car, he probably would have finished 30 laps down. But yeah, you can just pop that wall and you're all right. Like it just bends. It's crazy. And so everybody was in the wall. Everybody was hustling it. It was fun to watch. It really was. I really wanted to, obviously most people were probably rooting for Dale Jr. wanted him to win. Chase Briscoe nearly had the greatest comeback of all time. He lost some stuff out of his car. I don't know if it was lead, but it was the the spacers, and they had to come down and put that all back together. He was 6 laps down. 6! And he came all the way back to the lead lap. No, he was 1 down, wasn't he? I think he might have finished on the lead lap. But
see, I remember a Homestead race where Hamlin went to the garage and he caught like a caution or a red flag or something, and he only went a handful of laps down and came back. I don't remember if he got on the lead lap or not, but I think it was Hamlin. Somebody went to the garage and came out and ended up doing all right.
yeah, I was thinking about this. The field would have been fucked if Briscoe didn't have that shit. I mean, he would have toasted everybody, Gregson included, I would imagine. So hopefully he gets to start with everybody on the Monday race. But yeah, and that road really a whole lot to talk about. So great race, I thought. Package, it's all about the package.
Mm-hmm.
The truck race,
I liked it.
Yeah, the truck race. I took a nappy through there. I tried to take an hour nappy. Because I was just tired and I still had to race FTF tonight and I got shot on there. Yeah, I guess you could talk about truck race. I don't think there's a whole lot to talk about.
I was so I got a grill. I moved and I'm living on my own now. So I got a gift. I got a grill gifted to me, and so I decided to try my hand at some grilling today. And that was during the truck race, most of it. So I had it going on my phone over there, but I was setting up the grill and then ruining some steaks I spent a lot of money on, and then perfecting some lamb chops. I did damn good on them lamb chops. And then some sausage things with cheese and jalapenos in them. I made my cousin some of them. And then I came in here and I think I caught the last little run there where they went 3 wide with Chastain and Kyle Busch and Austin Hill, and then Kyle Busch ran away with it. I saw on Twitter though there was a big wreck. Oh, yeah. And I was watching when Sheldon Creed hit the barrels too. I was watching that, so I guess I came in a little early. That was fucking funny. I don't know what he was doing, and Sheldon Creed's not that bad of a driver, so I don't understand what was going on there. But he just drove straight to the fucking barrels. Did they ever interview him?
I don't think so. I was too busy. I was in FTF by then, but I leaned over.
And I got the fuck out of there.
Yeah, I would too if I were him. Everybody's been riding Zane Smith's cock for a minute, and there's nothing wrong with it. But he finally ran out of talent tonight and got loose underneath the Chase Elliott. That's what caused the big ass wreck. Basically, every single GMS truck ate shit tonight, except for Chase Elliott, who was basically mediocre the entire night. He just never really showed up, it seemed. But yeah, Zane Smith ate major shit. And there's a couple of back markers I got. It was a meaty one. And
yeah, it was a big wreck. Looked like Smith took a heck of a lick. He probably won't make that move again.
Yeah. I was rooting for him too because he was in that plain black unsponsored truck. And yeah, I mean, he'd been really doing good. He just, finally one of these times kind of stepped on it there. And are you all right?
I moved my hand up to scratch my nose and I punched my mic.
I guess he punched himself in the face.
No. I'm not that dumb.
All right. Well, is there anything else we got on a Homestead today?
I don't really think so. No, I think we just got to make our picks.
Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see here. So we've got Homestead Cup Series this Sunday. If you're listening, hopefully you enjoy the race. Hopefully it doesn't suck, but it probably will. Wait a second. Oh, shit. Okay, so the Xfinity race is actually before the Cup race. It's at noon. I'm looking at the schedule here. Yeah, the Xfinity race is at noon tomorrow, and then the Cup Series is at 3:30. So, all right, well, that's interesting.
You know what's funny? Somebody's probably already commented. Actually, the Xfinity race is today, since we said it was Monday.
Yeah, there's some asshole. Yeah. Actually, yeah. Okay. Well, there you have it. And then, yeah. Then we've got Talladega week, ARCA Xfinity Cup. Oh baby.
What day is what?
ARCA and Xfinity is Saturday. Cup is Sunday.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
All right. So I guess we're only picking just one race Atlanta, and then we'll take care of Talladega next week.
But aren't there 2 Homestead races?
No, it's just one for Cup.
Oh, well, shit. All right. I'm going to pick.
I put the grid in there, too.
Yeah, that's going to help me. I'm sorry. I was going to try to just pull one out of my ass, but I'm not going to be able to do it. Are we doing an Xfinity pick as well?
Yeah, fuck that. This is too Cup.
Yeah, fuck it. Yeah, I agree. I'm going to pick. Oh God, who am I picking? Fuck. I'm gonna pick. I'm gonna go out on a limb, and I'm gonna pick Clint Boyer.
Oh
no. Yeah, I made my bed. Fuck it.
I mean, you can change it if you want.
Yeah, part of me's filling a Penske car. I was gonna say Blaney, but I don't know if I see it there. I think Boyer might have the. It might be Boyer's week. I'm gonna go with Boyer.
I hope so.
Has Boyer ever won on a mile and a half? Yeah, he won Charlotte that one year.
Oh, jeez, what year was that?
It was that year he almost won the championship, the Gordon year, whatever year that was, 2012, I think.
Yeah, he did, didn't he? That was the 500 one, right?
Yeah, the chase race. That's when he was going on that tear. Like,
oh man, I forgot about that. Jeez. Oh jeez, time to make an ass of myself with this pick. All right, I don't know about Denny Hamlin, man. Corey LaJoie's in that head. I kind of want, like, Kyle Busch, I think, would be the obvious pick for me here because it's going to be hot and slick. And even with the package, there's going to be a little bit of hustlage. Oh, no. Oh, no. We gotta end this podcast here in a minute. A part of me wants to pick Truex. But I'm thinking, like, he's been strong at Homestead, but he's also been strong at Homestead when the lights, turn on and the track cools down. It's not going to be that tomorrow. So I don't know about that. I'm gonna pick Kyle Busch. Fuck it. Yeah, done a bold prediction this week, but hey, I got it right last week, so we'll see. Well, is that it?
Son of a bitch. I was looking at Martinsville's results, not the grid. But either way, I stand by my pick. Yeah,
well,
that's good with me. Yeah, that's fine.
Except for no, I think it's all basically the same people. That's
I got to look. I was like, how in the hell did Austin Dillon draw 37th? And then I was like, how are some guys on less laps than others? But yeah, I'll still stand by my pick. I think Clint Boyer does good things. All
right. Well, that's gonna do it. Quentin started P31 tomorrow, so hopefully that's not an awful draw, but. JJ Yaley, who actually had a great run in Xfinity today, by the way, finished 11th in the car that Carson Ware was putt-putting at Bristol. I think it was Bristol. It was Bristol, wasn't it? Yeah, it was Bristol. I don't know what the hell's wrong with Carson Ware, but you got to find him the gas pedal. Anyways, he finished 11th, which was pretty cool. I don't know the last time JJ Yaley ever had finished 11th, but I would imagine it's been a minute. But hopefully Quinn does well tomorrow as well. Y'all be watching out, man. I think honestly they haven't been shit at the mile and a half, so it might be tomorrow, but who the hell knows? Hopefully it's a good race. If we're gonna have a good mile and a half race, Homestead's usually one of the spots, just because it's wide and you can make a lot of them damn grooves work. But it's also gonna be hot and slick, and there's not gonna be a whole lot of traction, which might be a problem tomorrow. But we'll see. Thank y'all for listening. Any final words?
I'm running out of bad words to say at the end of these things, so no.
Okay. Well, that's good to do us for everybody here at the Gas Holes Podcast, which only happens to be 2 of us. We both thank you for listening. We hope you enjoyed. Join us next Sunday, Gas Holes Podcast, every 10 a.m., unless YouTube takes its sweet-ass time processing yet again. But you can always, if it's ever late on YouTube, you can always bank on it hopefully being up as long as Travis does his job on the other stuff. So thanks for listening. We appreciate you. We'll catch y'all next week.